What's the latest on the Padres bullpen search? And after all these trades, how do the Padres keep churning out a highly touted farm system? I'm AJ Cassavel. It's all covered in the Daily Basis. The Padres entered the offseason looking to address three key areas on their roster: the rotation, the bench, and the bullpen. The bullpen is largely where it was at the end of last season, but where things stand right now, they're pretty content with the group that they have, in part because they've added so much to their rotation that some guys like Adrian Morejon, Ryan Weathers could slide into that bullpen mix, and also in part because they like the upside of some guys in that bullpen mix: Austin Adams, Jose Castillo. They expect to potentially push Drew Pomeranz or Emilio Pagan toward the back end, and so they think they could set up a pretty good bullpen for the 2021 season at the start of the year, and if they need to address it, they could address it potentially at the trade deadline. MLB Pipeline unveiled its top 100 prospects on Thursday night, and the Padres had 4 players among them: Mackenzie Gore, C.J. Abrams, Luis Camposano, and Robert Hassel. Now, here's where it's worth noting that the Padres have made 9 major trades since the trade deadline. They traded away 30 players, most of them really good young pieces, some of them really top-shelf prospects, and they still have a highly thought-of farm system. But they traded away Hudson Head, knowing full well that they have Trent Grisham in center field. They traded away Gabriel Arias, knowing full well that they have Fernando Tatis Jr. at shortstop. Even Luis Patino, a guy who was tough to part with, doesn't really slot into this rotation mix given what they have in 2021 and beyond. And so it's interesting to see the way this Padres farm system is shaped up. They've obviously lost a lot of depth in the past few months, but the Padres are just ready to replenish it, and the high-end talent is still there. Jeurys Familia spoke with the media for the first time since signing his 3-year contract. Now, it's worth noting he has a player option after the 21 and 22 seasons and a mutual option for a potential 4th season in San Diego, so that contract is flexible. Profar said all the things you'd want to hear from a utility bench guy who signed that kind of contract. He's essentially back in San Diego because his teammates really wanted him here, and he really wanted to be here with those teammates. And I think Profar is going to play all over the diamond, even if he's not going to have a starting role. And to me, that's where his best fit is. It's not as an everyday guy at a certain position. It's on a championship-chasing roster, moving around the diamond and filling in where needed. And lastly, the Padres finalized their coaching staff on Friday. No real surprises there. Bobby Dickerson moves into the third base coaching box. If you'll remember, earlier this offseason, Glenn Hoffman retired from coaching and moved to a front office role where he'll be a special advisor. But other than that, the Padres returned their entire coaching staff as continuity that they really, really wanted and that they really lacked over the last few seasons. And so Dickerson will maintain his title as bench coach, so he'll serve as both bench coach and third base coach, but Skip Schumacher fills plenty of those bench coaching duties anyway as the associate manager. And so the players raved about this coaching staff last season. They've got it back for another.